Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday. This is a live stream where we get into a juicy reading and we share our energies and we renew our faith in humanity sometimes. I'm joking. So, hello. I'm going to kind of move this along because I'm already channeling some messages, but we are going to be launching the Catherine, thank you so much for the super chat just right out the gate. We are going to be launching our fall line of candles later, so if you're interested in that, stick around. Do we have the truth beam? I forgot to ask you. We have the truth beam, why can't I speak? The truth serum cord cutting candle back in stock and the fresh start for.
We'll get this. We'll talk about it.
And we'll talk about it at the end, but if you've been waiting for that one, I just wanted to let you know that it is back, baby. All right, so moving right along into this reading, because like I said, these messages are coming. So today we are doing a lovely reading on Let Me Gas You Up. So basically this is, let me tell you what's great about you, what's wonderful, what people love, what spirit sees, all of the good things. This should be a lively, uplifting kind of a reading. So I've got 3 piles here and we have an anchor card. So for those of you who are interested in the anchor card, that is it. It is the Orphan. The anchor card is not one of the selections. It's just kind of a root-based energy for all the piles. So you can't choose this one, but this is the energy just if you want to swish it around in your mouth, get a little vibe for, just kind of like that base energy. And I'll flash all of the pile selections up real quick there. So that's all 3 of our piles. That is pile number 1. That is pile number 2. And that is pile number 3. So I'll go through them a little slower. Pile 1. Pile 2. And pile 3. And I'll put all of them up there. Thank you for saying that we look so cute in autumn. We did that on purpose. And it's because we're launching the fall line. But Alex has been telling me this last week that this is not fall. It's not even close to fall. It's summertime. And because we've been testing a lot of like the fall scents and stuff, so it's just felt like fall to me. But I'm channeling the energy of fall in this.
You've been calling it fall since July.
I've been calling it fall since July. All right. So. All right, you've got your piles, keeping in mind that sometimes the way that you get drawn into your pile can be a clarifying message in and of itself, especially when we're reading with so many people. So let's just get right into this. Moving into pile number 1. Maybe some people like the way you smell. In this pile, just getting right out with like a fresh energy. I actually really like this energy right off the bat. I just heard the word synergy. So I think a lot of people feel like you're just a very cooperative person. You really push things along. You're very synergistic. People really like what you bring to the table. I feel like this group is giving very high priestess energy. I think whether or not you recognize yourself as being an intuitive, I think you are a very intuitive person and you can kind of just pick up on the vibes. You read the room very well. That's what it is. And you understand the assignment and you can kind of like shift and mold in. And you're still being very authentic in your energy and you complement, you know how to use your energy to complement other energies well. And it's just always a blessing on board, like whenever you're around. One of my sisters, she was such an athlete and she played softball. And one of her coaches said about her, he was like, if I could clone her, if I had a team full of just hers, like we would win state every single time. She's just that good and she's just such a team player, and it's that kind of like I can really play any position on the field kind of thing. Just let me figure out what's needed. I feel like that is you. Also, with this like fault line energy, I don't know if this is like an exact situation with like certain people, but you're very mature and I feel like you have this very like elevated perspective, and I'm kind of picturing this energy of like, whoa, like let's calm it down. I feel like you have this kind of very calm presence, but it is very respected and you're able to kind of like get in between 2 people. And I don't think I mean literally, physically, like actually in a fight. I just think that with intelligence, with grace, and with tact, you're able to sort things out. And I'm just being drawn to like the darkness of the line here in this card where it's like that high priestess energy where it's like you're able to say the quiet part out loud. You're able to say like, well, okay, here, you guys are disagreeing and you're like, let's really try to hear each other. Like you're saying this and you're saying this. And so your disagreement is here and it's okay to disagree, but like you're really aligned in this way. And I don't think you're like holier than thou. I don't even think you're all that active in that energy. I don't really think that you set out to play that kind of role. I just think that your energy naturally does this. There's a lot of just natural flow and grace with your energy. And again, I just feel like you might not even realize that you're doing this. I don't think it's a cognitive thing. I just think this is your heart energy. It's very, very high priestess. You are a very old soul, a very wise soul. You're elevated in your energy. And it is almost like I'm very excited to do this reading for this group, especially because I feel like you are very highly respected. You're looked on very highly, but I don't know that people always express this to you because people are a bit intimidated by your energy because there's this quiet strength to your energy. You're not, it is actually like kind of kingpin energy where you're not pushing your way to like the front of the crowd. Your voice doesn't have to be the loudest one heard, but somehow I feel like you just kind of command attention, or people just naturally are aware of your energy. They're aware of your presence. They just kind of naturally look to you. It's this quiet, I lead from the back, wolf mother a kind of energy. Wolves lead from the back, that alpha energy. And I don't think that you really know that about yourself, or at least you don't know that to like the full extent. Or I think this is something you've had to come to realize about yourself, because I feel like that has actually been a quiet variable in your life for quite some time. In terms of like people's reaction, it is the third variable is what I'm hearing. Like it is the third party in a lot of your relationships, is this dignity and this respect and this gravity that you carry, because you're a very nice person. You're actually a very, like when you look at the energy of pile number 3, this like bubbly, jovial kind of thing, this is your actual energy. And I just think a lot of people are intimidated by you. And so I think it catches people off guard when you show that side to yourself, and it is so natural. Again, everything about you is just so flowy, like smooth, smooth, baby, smooth like butter, and it just comes out so naturally, and it is so authentic. So it's not like you're two-faced or anything like that. I think people are very pleasantly surprised as they get to your nougaty core, as they get to know you, and you show more sides to yourself. You really do show that you are very well integrated, very multifaceted kind of a human being. But like I said, I think that you had to learn this about yourself, that you have this quiet strength. I think it took you a while to see your strength, because I think that, again, you're intelligent, you're cooperative, you'll chime in if you need to, because that's that confidence. But I think that you're used to maybe louder leaders or more boisterous leaders. Like you looked for a long time, and some of you maybe still do this, you like look to the person that's like loud or always kind of is the point person. Aubrey, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, so I think that you have had to get to know this about yourself, that people really do look at you this way. And I think that it's caused people to act very strangely in your energy. I think they withhold compliments. And I think that people are afraid of you without cause. And I think people have blamed you for certain things. And I'm actually flashing to meeting my husband. I'm going to just brag on him here for a second. But, when I first got to know him, it actually was like very similar to this, where I was just so surprised at like how beautiful he is as a person. And I really was not looking for anything. And then just feeling like, oh my gosh, I actually really like him as a person. I think there's something about your energy where people think like, oh, you're this type of person, or you're that type of person. And, I like you for those kind of superficial reasons. But then they get to know you and it's like, oh my gosh, like I really like you. And I think that there's been people here who have miscategorized your energy. I think this is something that you've been up against, because people are very competitive with you. They read your energy as competitive because you are that quiet strength, and they're worried that with you in the mix, they're not going to get the promotion that they want, or I don't think you understand this. I think compared to like when people kind of stand next to you, you don't mean to, you're not trying to do this, but I think you naturally make inadequacies maybe in other people known, just because you're the total package. Again, you're not trying to do this. I don't think you're even jockeying for position, but people feel that threat. And so I think that, again, because your energy is so dignified and also quiet, so you're really not asking for it. I think because of that, people have gone behind your back, or they've insinuated things, or they've maligned your character, or they've just treated you badly. And I'm hearing kind of like gossip and rumors, and I feel like that's kind of the fault line here around this as well. And I think that you've dealt with this in a very dignified way. by basically like not responding to it, because as I was getting to know my husband and we started dating, and I had really known him, I really gotten to know his heart, you know, by that time. We'd been dating for a while. We were each other's confidants. And I started to hear these like little gossipy rumors about him. And I just knew immediately that they were not true, because I knew him, like, and I knew his heart. And I remember asking him about it. And he just looked at me with the peace of 1,000 sages and just like this kind of calm in his eyes. And he goes, well, the people who are saying that, you know, I rejected them in some way. You know, I tried to do it as well as I could, but I imagine they were probably very hurt by that. And it just shocked me. The class act. This group, you are a class act, and you are just so strong and you are so compassionate that these people were being very vicious, you know, and gossip and defamation, which I think you've been up against here, it is a very vicious female form of aggression. They're trying to tear you down. They're trying to defame you, your reputation, which could take, they're trying to knock your mate value. They're trying to take promotions. That's that competitive energy. And for him to just hold that with such compassion and to see their humanity, you know, with that, like, well, and I imagine that still hurt, you know, to feel rejected in that kind of way. That's you. It's like you can see right through people's humanity. And doesn't it? And don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? I feel like you're that person. But doesn't it always seem to go that it's like the cobbler's, what is it? What's that phrase? It's like the cobbler's children have no shoes, but it's like the things that we are so good at and that we're so graceful at, I think a lot of times are not returned to us. So it's like that benefit that we give other people. So often we're that presence in the room, and very rarely I think people give that back to us. I think that's with you, like the dignity, the grace, the fairness, the let's really weigh both sides. Like let's let cooler heads prevail here. Kind of an energy. I don't think that fairness, that let's look at this in a fair light, I don't think that's been returned to you. I think people have been actually very vicious, and they've tried to have people misunderstand your energy. You're kind of like the Atticus Finch of the neighborhood. And that's, of course, a character from To Kill a Mockingbird. He was that quiet, kind of weird guy that like lived alone in that scary house, and all the kids were like, oh no, like Atticus Finch, he does this and he does that, he's a scary monster, and we better not go over there. But really he's just like this introverted guy that kind of keeps to himself, and because of that is feared and is misunderstood. And I feel like because you're so contained in your energy, again, it's that high priestess energy, I feel like lesser people can kind of, what I mean by lesser people, Tashu, thank you so much for the super chat. I feel like lesser people, what I mean by that is it's kind of like a belligerent energy that I'm getting. People who are not nice, people who are not very socially, emotionally intelligent, people who would not get to know you before they formed an opinion. Even if they have heard things or whatever, it's like, okay, well, you understand how people work. If you're socially, emotionally intelligent, you understand that there's any number of reasons that could cause people to say certain things about certain people. That's not necessarily because it's the truth, you know? So we take that in, we kind of take it with a grain of salt, we get to know people, and we make up our own decisions. Like, I just don't think that you've been around people like that. And it's because you have this dignified kind of high priestess energy that people are afraid of, they're intimidated by, they do kind of respect it, they wish that they were also seen in that light, they don't know how you do it, and so there's a mystique, there's a mystery. And this is also a group where I feel like you're not trying to be mysterious, you just are what you are. And you also, I think, are slow to open up to people, and you know that you have every right to be that way, and you're not going to be rushed, or you're not going to feel weird, and you're not going to feel forced. So your boundaries are where they are. I think you're slow to open up. And I do think that there are people who have felt rejected by you just because of the natural course of your personality, and how slow you are to open up, or your own preferences. And they've tried to make a very natural process of we all have different preferences, we all have different things that we need, we all have all of that is so normal. We all get to make our own choices in the world, and that's what makes life so unique. But I think people have tried to make that process with you very like nefarious. They've tried to turn people off of your energy, but a lot of it is wound licking. It's like they're trying to make themselves feel better. And I want to go back to that belligerent energy, because I feel like you've had this around you. Again, this feels like a quiet third party energy in all of your relationships. It's like the hidden hand in your life has been this belligerent energy. And it's because your energy is the opposite of belligerence. It really is like it's well integrated, it's graceful, it is tactful, it is considered, it is measured, it's well rounded. This is a group where you may well have like some kind of great skill or something, but it's like you don't stop there, because you really have this beautiful engine inside of you that makes you this well rounded person. And again, the opposite of that energy is somebody who is just belligerent. And I'm just picturing somebody who's like very up and down, somebody whose personality kind of shifts, the stance that they take shifts and changes with the tide, with public opinion, with like they're a people pleaser at heart, but they don't have like a strong solid sense of self, so it makes their energy lash out and it makes them very belligerent. And I think there's a lot of people who have been belligerent to you. They've been sloppy, they've been careless. I'm picturing somebody kind of stumbling, like drunk and like breathing all over you and like whoops and like knocking everything over, and they're embarrassed by that, and they know that you're respected and they're afraid that you're going to speak about that, just because the mirror of you is held up to them and they feel inadequate and they're like, oh my God, what if other people see me in this light? So then they try to kind of destroy you. And those are the people that are spreading gossip, rumors, and lies about you. And I think that, the other thing that my husband said, going back to that story earlier, is he was like, I find that I'm kind of overwhelmed with people anyways. And it kind of does mean that the people who approach me and they are getting to know me, they are the kind of people that I do want to be around, because they are the kind of people that are going to actually get to know me before they form an opinion. Aren't those lovely people to be around? I realize it kind of works for me in a way. And also people are very pleasantly surprised whenever like they find the truth of you. I think that, but there's two people here, like this belligerent energy. I think there's kind of finger pointing energy, and they point the finger at themselves because they attack your energy. And then when it comes out, the truth of who you are, and just absolutely, you're cut above this group. You really are. You're just a cut above. And when it comes out that that's who you really are, and this is the person that was being belligerent and blowing their nasty beer breath all over everything, and that it really looks bad on them, and they have nobody to blame but themselves, and they were always afraid of that with you. But it's just, you're not like them. You're not belligerent, and you're not loud, and you're not like flying off the handle everywhere. You just want to kind of live a good life, I think, and you just kind of want to mind your own business. You want the people and places and things that you're suited to, and you're not out there just trying to get any opportunity. These are people that are in hungry ghost energy that just need to have everything. So I think, and that's this like fault energy, because I think around you, whether you know this or not, because I don't think people have given you the benefit of the doubt. I think some of you could have been branded the bully by certain people, and I think it would shock you to know that there are people that actually believed this, but it's because of your strength. And people know that people who are strong, bullies are actually very weak people, right? Yeah. And I think that, I don't know, it's like because of your strength, and because again, people are intimidated by you, and some people are just looking for a reason to hate you because their own weaknesses, like you've exposed. And I think there are people who blame you for a competitiveness that is around you. Again, it's very natural things. Because you're just the creme de la creme. So what's natural around you is kind of selective. So they kind of blame you for the way that they feel around you, and they're just looking for a reason to justify that instead of dealing in truth, which is again very opposite of your energy. So I think people feel quite ashamed like about themselves because you have this way of kind of highlighting it, but it's not an easy existence for you. And I'm hearing the word scapegoat. I feel like you've just been a scapegoat here. So and what this has done is it has integrated your personality so well. You have had so many curveballs thrown at you. You're a very capable person. This has grown you actually more. I'm hearing the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. You really have faced a lot of adversity in your life, but you've had to do it quietly, and I think you've had to do it alone, again, because not very many people rush to your aid or rush to your support because they think that you're not weak, and you're not weak. But when you get ganged up on, it's one against several. And oh, that was Luna. Yeah, and I think emotionally this has taken its toll on you. But that belligerent energy as well. It's a weaker person that does that, and they fly off at the mouth. And I think they switch their positions. I think certain people have caught people out in lies about you, where it's like, well, you said this. And then all of a sudden, years later or something, they say another thing, and people remember and they actually catch on, and then they slowly become very ashamed for having picked the wrong side, or the way that they treated you, or the fact that they didn't come to you in a time of need. Because like I said, I think people don't support you because they see you as so strong, and they think strong people can just stand alone against everything. And we shouldn't have to, and I'm including myself in this, we shouldn't have to. We are deserving of support, and for people to just stand up for what's right and truth. You know what else I think that you teach people is that standing up for what's right is standing up for a system of justice. It's not rushing to pick sides. I think this is ultimately like your ultimate lesson. It's like, you wouldn't have fucked up when it comes to me if you tended a system of justice, if you tended a healthy fact-finding approach where you cared about your ability to find the truth in the situation. That means you're going to move slow. All the things I was talking about before, that means you're not going to just believe somebody. You're not going to look to justify your worst emotions because you feel insecure. People who care about the truth, they can't accept that. If you find your conclusion going through such sloppy motions, you know that it's wrong and you can't accept it, and it'll bother you forever, and you don't believe yourself anyway. That's who you are. And I think that's what you're teaching people is like, because I think a lot of people are like, well, how did I not get this right? When it comes to this person. Well, because you don't tend a system of justice. That's why. You don't have good methods. You focus on the method. If the method is good, then the results will be good. And I think this is why you have such good results, and it's because your method is really good. Again, with this high priestess energy, you have a really good internal system, a really good internal engine. And so you produce these very good results. And again, people try to compete with you, but they like want to skip to the end. And I'm seeing this meme in my mind, and it was like this staircase, and it was this guy with a backpack on, and he was trying to like skip from one step. He was trying to skip like 7 steps to take the 8th one. And it said like, learning about spirituality, spiritual enlightenment, but then it was like admitting your faults, doing the shadow work, saying you're sorry, like, all this stuff. And people try to just like skip that, but you don't. I think you come off in this refined way, but you are a person who tends the basics. And if you've ever played sports, you know that coaches are notorious for this. They're so annoying. We're going to run the basics again now. We're drilling the basics. This is how we get good, And there could be, your coaches could really love you here. Oh, or maybe you are a coach, or like you're a very good coach, or you're a very good motivator or something. The advice that you give. And I think it's very much in this coaching kind of way, where it seems like at a kid's little league game, and like you just say something here and it's just so lucid, but it's because you've tended the system and you've not gone through your life blind. You're very conscious about certain things. So, you know how like age basically doesn't equal wisdom, especially not in a modern age, where we have a lot of conveniences, and as my brother-in-law likes to say, we can make it to old age and like really not be all that great at anything because we have so many machines and stuff that like can help us do that. But so age doesn't equate to wisdom, because you can have somebody who is 60 years old that lives their life in a very unconscious manner. Well, how much wisdom do you really think they've accrued? Yeah, they've gone through certain things and they're wiser than they were when they were 20. But compared to a person who is 60 years old and who has really tried to learn, they really have tried to synthesize things. They really don't like know. They don't have that same wisdom. Shannon, thank you so much for the super chat. You guys are really coming out today with the super chats. Thank you so much. And all these messages have been so sweet and everything. Yes, 500 human incarnations later, where's the instruction manual for operating this vessel in life? Exactly. Yeah, so I feel like you have a lot of wisdom and you are so humble about it, because there's something about you where it's like, I think people are surprised at how smooth things go around you. Really, the proof is in the pudding with this group, the results, the way that people feel around you. And I think like, the people that are very cooperative, because the people who are cooperative just appreciate that about you, and they're they like to be around you. And then the people who are very competitive, I think, just feel insecure and inadequate. And I do think this is like, it's a good function that you serve, but it's not an easy one, because like I said, I think that you've served as a mirror for a lot of belligerent people who they're so blind and they're so arrogant and they just feel correct and justified in anything. They really can't do anything of what you can do. And these are the worst kinds of people to have to deal with. And especially if you have people that are jealous of you that then are not going to support you. I feel like this is a group that's been through a lot of that in the past. I think you felt alone a lot. And because of that, you're actually very protective. If you have children, these children appreciate this about you. I think you do a very good job of protecting their alone time and their individual self and their introverted nature, and encouraging them to have like a good inner world. And also to try new things and to like try to stand up for themselves and stuff. But you're also very protective. Like you do a really good job of that. They feel actually very protected by you, and they feel very protected around you. I just heard they want to be just like you when they grow up. And because there's a lot of respect and admiration. This is something where your child very much wants to listen to you because they respect and admire you, and they want to be just like you. They want to have the things that you have internally. They want to be seen in the light that you're seen in, and know the things that you know and stuff. So yeah. And there's also like healing energy here. This scar, I'm hearing some scaras. I think like you're a boo-boo kisser, but I think I mean this in like a lot of different ways. You could just be very nurturing. And again, this is very quiet. This is not the kind of like community narcissist that every single time they do a good thing, they've got to promote it and they've got to make sure that their name is attached to it and everything. You very quietly do certain things. And this is like Keanu Reeves, that all of a sudden you find out that he's been supporting charities just forever, and it's been whispered forever. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are just shocked when they find out just what a really good person you are. And I think there's a lot of extreme reactions, and there's a lot of flip-flopping in regards of your energy. So I think that when people realize that you're a class act, they flip sides real quick, and they just can't sing your praises high enough. But I think it's hard to mend the bridges here, because people have been so unjust and so belligerent and feeding of that energy, and it is a very gnarly, nasty thing. It's really inexcusable. And so I think a lot of people can maybe be tongue-tied and they're like, I don't even know what to say. I know that you of all people deserve like an apology. I know you would give it to me. I know that you would know what to say, like how to do this, because you're all heart, really. But I can't, I'm so ashamed. Like, I can't admit this. And you don't want people to feel ashamed, but you do also want people to clear up their act. So, yeah, let me just get a couple of, look at my walnut bowl. Sorry. All right. A pattern of not sharing your feelings openly. I feel like you don't. And I feel like, to me, I think that, again, this is you not like interjecting yourself into a space. But then I think when you finally do share your feelings or your opinions, it's very well formulated. People can tell that you're a thinker. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. And I tend not to trust the people who are just loud and belligerent and like just, they got to inject their opinions just every single place, you know, because they tend not to be well thought. If you're talking, are you listening, you know, kind of a thing. And I feel like you're the kind of person where you don't usually share your feelings openly, but when you do, it's very well thought. You have a very deep understanding about your feelings, about where you stand on an issue, about why you stand on an issue. I also think you're a person who gives other people props. You can say, I understand why you feel that way about that issue. You don't even need to tell me. Like, obviously I don't know everything about it, and I'm not assuming that, but it makes sense to me why a reasonable person would think this way about this. And you can kind of bridge that gap with other people. They really do appreciate you. Treating trust and kindness as a weakness. Yeah, I think people have done this for you, but I think you're a person who has like helped people overcome that. That kindness is not a weakness. I think people have really taken swings at you, but I think you have really like still stayed standing. People have really, because you're not an aggressor. You don't go on the offense. I mean, the person that you'd have to go on the offense for, I think every person, I have a sister and she was like, Jessica, when you're mad at me, I know I've really fucked up. And I feel like you could have that. You could have people that feel that way about you. It's like if you have had to go on the offense towards someone, people are like, yeah, I don't even question it because you are such a measured person and you will really think through it and you will think through every reason why I could be acting the way that I'm acting. And if you can't find a reason, there isn't one, you know? So, okay, pay attention to how others make you feel. You make other people feel very, very good, but people can't hear that above their own nonsense, like above their own insecurities and stuff. Like people can't, I just feel like this group, you guys, I hope in heaven you get everything because I just don't feel like you've gotten anywhere near what you deserve here because you make other people feel so good, but they don't think you do because they can't get through their own psychological nonsense to realize what's coming from you and what's actually coming from them, what's on their plate for them to fix. They don't understand why. And you have the ability to figure it out and they don't. And so even like if you're looking for your justice, I just feel like you're gonna be waiting for a long period of time with a lot of these people, but you make other people feel really good. And I think people do realize that you could be belligerent. You could swing your weight around a little bit more, but you don't because you are actually a very cooperative person. You can be very intuitive here, like with the nose itching. I keep saying that in this reading. If you take the path together, don't dwell on the past. Yeah. So what that means to me is like if you've gone through something difficult with somebody and you really do make your amends, if they apologize in a way that you find sincere and you do and you understand each other, I really do feel like you squash it. You squash it, you put it in the past, you're like, thank you. I think when somebody apologizes to you, you actually know that takes a lot of courage. And then people feel like they can actually move on with you. And like you guys actually can have like a real different kind of relationship. Like you really will kind of like put it to bed. So oh yeah, that was pile number 1. That was beautiful. That was beautiful energy, guys. And again, I just want to say I'm very happy to gas you up because I feel like not a lot of people do, because I think that people think that you don't need that, or like people think that people just see you so highly. I think it would shock people to know that you don't know that, or that it's taken you a while to see your own strength and to see your own power and to see that you've actually been so dignified in these situations. Because I think you felt like you came up the loser in a lot of situations and that a lot of people didn't believe you and they didn't. But you are really the winner because you're just a class act. This group is just a class act. That was beautiful. Thank you for being here, pile number 1. Almighty paid me home. Compassion, 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 compassion. That's literally you, like throughout your whole life. Okay, we're just gonna do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. D, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for being you, Jess. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys so much for all these sweet messages and for the monies and the support and for tuning in and spending your Friday mornings with me and for being on a spiritual journey and all of that. I'm going to put my walnut bowl down so I can show it to the second group. So maybe when people who aren't here, they're just going to be like, oh, where'd you get that bowl? Okay. I'm so stupid about that bowl. Okay. Let me just get my lip gloss and we'll move on. Thank you for the pep talk. You are welcome. Noor, I can see your face. You're so beautiful. Okay. Oh, Catherine. My sister's name is Catherine. Okay. I love the pumpkin and the hat. We all love your bowl. Gloss and toss. All right. Moving on here to pile number 2. All right. Oh, money paid me home. This is another good energy. I think there could be a lot of overlap here between this group and pile number 1, but I'm not going to repeat a lot of those messages. So, okay, immediately I'm connected to the hands here. I feel like people could really like your hands or something that you do with your hands. I just heard like very life affirming. I think that I'm hearing like the sustainer. So you know how entropy exists in our world, where everything's kind of like breaking down. So I don't know what you do with your hands, but for some of you, it's like you could be body workers or you could be like a medical person, or you even could be like a construction person or a carpenter person. But you like fix things, you prevent things from falling into decay, strong hands kind of a thing. And yeah, like people really do appreciate this. And also I have no idea what's going on here in the background of this card, but you can kind of see over here, like it almost looks like bullet holes to me or something. So I feel like you go into like very difficult situations and you're just such a strong, sturdy presence here. And with the crone energy coming through, you are very wise. Again, another elevated energy, another high priestess energy, another very mature energy. Like you are the helping hand is what I'm getting. And I think that you actually were a very, like this very needy child, maybe like you always needed somebody to be that helping hand for you. And then look at this, look at like this needy hand. And then look at the strength of this hand. Like you are this like very strong helping hand and you're very confident. Okay, that's the other thing. You're very confident and you're very self-assured, like whenever you are using your hands or like doing whatever it is that you're doing, and it puts people at ease because they kind of think like you got it, you know. I can believe you, this is safe, like and yeah, there's such a wisdom. This is like a crafts pile. And if you are drawn into this group and you're like, I don't do a single craft, like I have no idea what you're talking about, you should totally try, because I feel like there's an intelligence here to your hands. And people also just like your hands, what you do with your hands. There's strength, stability, security here in this pile. The other thing is, I'm hearing this like, okay, this is going to seem out of the blue. I have very strong opinions about Brad Pitt as a person. They're not great. And I'm just kind of hearing that like diatribe kind of start. I'll spare you, but just know that I have that. And I feel like you are this kind of person. Either you break that mold where you're this kind of Brad Pitt type of person, like even if you're, a female, obviously, like, so you're this very attractive person or whatever, but you're not that, you're not the way he is, let's say. Your stuff is together and you're very humble. Like people think that you're very attractive, I think, but you're like also very humble. You show up, you're very pragmatic. You prove your worth like here in other ways. But I also think like there's something about your opinion, okay? Like when you're like to your girlfriends or to people, I think that you're just not impressed by the superficial things, and you've helped people kind of see the reality. Like, this isn't the prize, girl. Like, if he's treating you bad, like, let's not get dazzled away here. So someone who is missing a sensitivity chip, there's impaired empathy here. This is not somebody you want in your near perimeter. And I feel like you've been that kind of presence for people where they almost didn't realize that they were kind of just being dazzled or like kind of going along this superficial script, and you've made somebody look at like something from a deeper perspective, something that was very superficial or it seemed like the right thing, or it seemed very dazzling. And this could have to do with people and like the kind of people that they date, or this could have to do with other things too. I'm hearing like diet fads or like the fads that we all hear about where it's like, oh, well, now you've got to drink nothing but golden milk, all day. And it's like, maybe just have a cup, like something like that. You're just that let's just really look at this here. Let's be calm. Let's be stable. Let's move with a purpose. That kind of energy. And I just think that people naturally feel safe and protected. There's something that you do to people's inner children that's just, it puts them at ease. And there is just such a wisdom here to your energy. I'm going to pull some of these, and then I'm going to get, I'm just being drawn to pull some cards for this group. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Know when to say no. And is it worth it? This group is like very solid. Like you create a good atmosphere, and it's very solid boundaries. I feel like you're very stable and people know exactly what to expect from you. I've worked a lot with children, and children respond so well to this. I know, like when I first started working with kids, I was like, oh, I have to be like nice. I don't want them to be intimidated. But I've worked with so many women and men, but mostly women, who are so firm and they're very matter of fact and no, put that down, sit down, and children like them. They feel so safe because they know exactly what to expect. And I feel like there's something here about that where it's like that you know exactly what to expect around you. You make sure everything, the standards are like always the same. So it's not like you let little Timmy get away with something one or two times and little Jill, it's the rules are all the same for everyone. That actually calms people's psyche. Like you're very predictable in a way that's like very good. And also, is it worth it? You're somebody who's really kind of asking the question, like, is this really worth it? Is this worth investing in, whether it is a relationship or something like that? Yeah, you're just very pragmatic. This is like down home kind of wisdom. This is like salt of the earth, kind of common sense, but like very intelligent sort of wisdom. Like you blend the two. I think this is actually you give really good advice. This is a very intelligent group. Like you are very smart. I think research, like with your research, you're kind of second to none. You're able to like really navigate in there and do the research, but you also have this like very salt of the earth. Like, let's not run away with ourselves. Let's be pragmatic about this kind of thing. Like it's so appreciated. This is practitioner. I'm hearing the word practitioner. This is such a good group. I'm really embracing my crone phase. Okay, that's the other thing, because whenever I think about crone energy, I think about sexuality, actually, because I remember reading this one thing where it was like, everybody thinks that, especially female sexuality, comes through in like the maiden phase, because, oh, that's when you're young and you're like supple and nothing's sagging and, whatever. But this woman was saying, like, actually true sexuality for a woman is in the crone phase, because it is truly about her. In the maiden phase, she's looked at as an object for people to like conquer, and it's like, oh gosh, like I just have to have her. The mother phase, obviously the sexual energy has a purpose. It's like to create life and then to sustain life. But in the crone phase, it's finally the time when a woman's sexuality is her own, and her sexuality exists like for her own. And either you provide this kind of container for other people, like especially if you are a male, or if you are a female that sleeps with females, like you make women feel sexual, and that it's not just about this like function or this, it's you just actually really connect, like to connect that way, or you embody this energy. And some of you are here to embody crone energy, like as a female, maybe for multiple years, like to really fully embody this, that my schmexual energy is my own energy. It's for me. I don't allow other people to use it or like, to abuse it or whatever. Like I'm very respectful of that energy. And it's just mature. You have like a refinement about you. It's like, I think you also know what you like. You're unashamed to say what you like. Even if someone were to like laugh at you, I think you'd be like, you're immature, please leave. Like, I'm not excited for the events that are about to unfold given the way you're behaving in the preliminary stages. Like, something here like that. Yeah, it's like, this is container energy, safe space, sacred space, creating that with another person, being the space. I feel like you are such a good container. People like being in your energy. They like being in your space because it feels calm there. I feel like some of you might not even realize this, but some people get their best thinking or like their best ideas when they're around you because their energy just calms down. It's like a lot of people get their best ideas in the shower or when they're out for a walk, and it's because their stress levels go down and they can finally hear themselves. But I think some people get their best energy like around you because you're such a calming presence. That's wild. Yeah, you're just such a safe space. Okay, what else? Let me gas up pile number 2 here. I feel like you're the opposite of like a gasser up person. Like you do not blow smoke. And so when you give someone a compliment, I feel like it feels so good because they know that you're not an ass kiss, and they know that you are I also think people really respect you and something that you do, and they respect your mind and your observation. This is a very observant group here as well. There's also a protective energy, like, because the crow alerts people, right, with messages. So you could alert people that something is off because you understand systems really well, or diagnostician is what I'm hearing. So it's like you just kind of alert people that things are off, and you make a difference in people's life. This is also an unsung hero energy, because it's like an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. This is that group in a lot of different sectors of your life, and it's the kind of energy that goes unappreciated, because this is the kind of energy in life where really truly you deserve more medals than like the quintessential hero, because the quintessential hero comes in after the fact. Like, we're already in a disaster mode, and how often do we as people think about how could we have prevented this disaster? And there could be any number of like bureaucrats and architects, engineers, keepers of the system behind the scenes that prevent any number of those things from occurring. But just because things don't pop off around people, it's like people kind of can take this energy for granted. And I feel like that's what you are. So this is another group where I think people actually really downplay or don't fully grasp that, like, having you around and having you in their life like really prevents a lot of bad things from happening. And you just do it with such grace, and it's just who you are, because you're just very observant and you understand systems. And I think I mean that in a broad sense, where it's like you can just learn this system or that system, and then you kind of understand how they overlap and stuff. Like, this is just a figure-outer kind of person. You probably don't say things like figure-outer either, which people, I'm sure, appreciate. Oh, I think that you've had your heart broken here as well. Oh, yeah, by some devil energy. So, like, somebody who's considered, like, flashier than you or something. Yeah. Oh, okay, so this is interesting with the Fool and the Judgment energy. Okay, so this is this is like a jumping in with you, taking a leap of faith with you, and then having like a total transformation. So I feel like some people feel like they take a risk on you, and they take a chance with you, and they jump in with you, and then there's this kind of total transformation. But I feel like you're this way because you've done this in the past. Like, you've been in this Fool energy, and I think you've jumped in with people, and then maybe you got judged, or you got hurt, or you got heartbroken. And so you understand the importance of being stable and being calm, and like you understand how valuable it is because you understand what it was like when it wasn't. I think that there's a lot of karma that gets corrected through you. Like, you're a balancer. You might not even know this, like a karmic kind of balancer. Because also I think that you can be like very flippant with people, like, get out of here. And so there's that aspect of it, but also people that maybe their seeds haven't come up or something, like, you go in and you help their seeds come up in some way, because you can see like what's wrong, and it actually helps people get what they deserve in a good way. This is an interesting group. I feel like a figure-outer. Okay, so what else here? This is another lead from the back. Like I said, I think there's quite a bit of overlap between this pile and pile number 1. Also, the colors were very similar as well, like that kind of blacky gray. Okay, and so there's a beautiful nuance and black and white energy here, where it's like, when it's time for the nuance, when you're figuring something out, when you're parsing through the information, you hold the space for the nuance. You speak to the nuance. I actually think some of you could be very quiet in that phase, because a lot of people aren't going to understand it. You're still processing through it, and you know that that's what you bring to the table. So much of it's behind the scenes, and people don't even realize like all of that kind of tabulation sort of thing. And then when you speak, I think you can speak in very black and white terms of like, we're going this way or we're going that way. And it's very considered here. Like, and people tend to know that. People really trust you. People really trust your opinion. This is beautiful. Yeah. I think you help people overcome temptation, and this could be, or you do this yourself and people find this admirable. This could be as simple as like with your diet of like, have an apple, or I had an apple today. Because again, I don't think that you're like ungraceful or undignified or pushy, or like that you overstep boundaries or you insert yourself in people's business. But like, I just think that you encourage people to overcome temptation or to make healthy choices and to grow and thrive. Truly, like, if people follow your advice here, pile 2, I feel like they just naturally grow and thrive. And I think that I just heard philanthropic as well, but I just think that you have people that have listen to your advice at very key moments, and they like grow, bloom, and blossom, and they really do attribute that to you, to your influence. They know that if you were not there at a certain crossroads, that they would not be where they are now. Like, they absolutely know it, and I feel like these people actually do sing your praises, but in a very dignified way, because I also feel like this is a group that doesn't necessarily like to be asked up. You don't necessarily want people talking about you. Like, if you have a job or something and you need people to know that you're good at your job, like, that's fine, you know, but it's like, speak in a normal way. I think that that's kind of how you are. Like, I don't think you like this kind of like, and they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, you're like, words have meaning. Say what you mean. What do you mean I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread? Say I'm good at this. Say I'm good at that. Say I did this. Say I did that. Like, you know, that's how you want people to speak about you. That's how you speak as well. But yeah, I think people have a fresh new beginning. You bring in this fresh, lively energy. Yeah. You're the person that's good at the hard stuff, you know? Like, that gives way to the fruits that like people really want. Okay, so anything else? You're way hotter than you think too. Hot's not the right word for you though. It's because it's like you have a very neat appearance, I kind of feel. Or I don't know, it's like everything's in its right. It's like you have all the stuff. I don't know how to say this. Because you're, I don't know, hot is kind of like, oh, like you're so hot. Like, I just don't, it's not this energy. It's just like very, there you are. You're attractive. Let's move on. You know, I don't know. That's, I'm doing a bad job of explaining it, but more people are attracted to you than you realize because you're just not focused on that. I just feel like you're not focused on it. Very demure. Yes, very demure. Very mindful, very demure. This group is very mindful, very demure. You might have little things like that too. Like, you know exactly what it is, where it's like, notice when I go into work and like my tatas are not out. Like, you might have a thing like that, like very mindful, very demure, or you know, all the little things that people that you might have your own version of that. Very cutesy. That was it. Very cutesy, very mindful. Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, glad you're here, like in reality. I'm glad to be here sometimes too. Leah, thank you so much for the super chat. God, I needed this reading. Thank you. I'm so glad. It's crisp and attractive. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. It is this kind of crisp form of attractive. Yeah. Okay. I think you're also very visually intelligent as well. It's something about lines. That crisp is like really standing out to me. Something about lines, like very crisp lines. Some of you are good artists and you draw very crisp lines and people are like, how did you do that? They go to try to do what you do. Okay, some of you also make something look very easy. This is also this hand energy. And so you're like, yeah, and like you just doodle this thing on a napkin and someone's like, oh, well, that looks so easy and I'm just going to do it. And then like they try and then they're like, oh God, you know? All right, anything else? Oh my gosh. I think that people have actually tried to bum rush in on you and you've said no. Like, you're very dignified energy because look, this Knight of Wands energy is what I'm talking about. And I think that people, like, even argumentatively, people might like to debate you again because you know your stuff and people know that you are looked upon highly. So I think, again, people who are trying, it's like people want to debate with you. This is the kind of energy where it's like somebody very, very, very beneath you sorry, wants to debate with you because they want to be seen on the same level as you. So I think you've had a lot of people take like shots at you aggressively, but again, you're so dignified and you're so balanced. This is also the kind of thing about like, say in a debate energy, this is the kind of scientist kind of energy where it's like, you're very holistic. I don't know how to describe this other than like, you consider all aspects of life. Like you do consider the emotional, like more subtle energies of life and the logical sides of energy. You're not advocating for one or the other. You see both in their proper place, in their proper amount, and you put them both together. And I think people who try to debate you are not as full in their knowledge when it comes to that, but they still try to take their shots. And I think you understand that they are not as well read as you are. They are not as well considered, and it is a waste of your time to debate with those kind of people. But you're not pompous. You just kind of know that they're not on your level. And you're also not interested in debating anybody because you're like, I know what works. And so I'm putting this out there. If this works for you, great. I also know that there's other things that work for other people. Like you don't have an ego about it is what I'm getting. You don't have an ego. I also feel though that people have tried to like show off for you or bum rush in on you like schmegally. And you're like, I'm not really into that. This kind of energy, I'm just really not into it. I just don't think that you like when people show off for you, or they're trying to get your attention, or I just don't think you like that. I think you much more like someone who's just calm in their energy, and if there's a natural connection, you would like for that to be known. You don't want somebody who's just in your face, you know? But they're brave to try. Yeah. Yeah. You're like a wish fulfillment. Oh my God. It's like, when people find you, you are like, oh, you're a wish fulfillment. It's like they've been wandering in the desert for so long, and they've just been seeing mirage after mirage. And then like, there you are, and you're like the real thing. People manifest you in their life, like straight up. And I think you come into people's life, you might not even realize this. If you've gone through a period where you're like, man, everybody's having a really hard time. I think that like, somehow when people go through this like really difficult time, like you're there. This might be dharmic. Just know that I think some of you could get really down on the state of the world because of like what you're seeing, and just know that it's you, and it's not you, but it's like, it's not like that everywhere. I just think that it's something you're here to do, you know, kind of thing. Yeah. And you make very good decisions and matter-of-fact decisions. You say what needs to be said. You're very clear-headed. This is also a person who's clear-headed in a time of need when everybody else is freaking out. And also you got people watching in on you. You got multiple people watching you is what I heard, that check in on you from your past, that want to know what you're up to. You've also got multiple people that think they're going to come back around to you, that are like, okay, well, I'm going to get my ducks in a row and I'm going to go back to pile number 2. And so they keep up on you. Yeah. Some people might think that you're more interested in them than you are, or like, cause I think you do this thing. I'm sorry, this is funny. Like people who think that they're hot shit, I don't know, like they think that you're gonna want them or something, and they just assume that, and maybe they think that you're playing like a little game of cat and mouse with them, but like you're not, and you're unbothered, and then they like look at your social media and they're like, oh, like they're fine without me, they're not thinking about me, or like they've even moved on or something like that, and you might not even know that this is going on. I just feel like there's something ironic or something funny about this. You're I just heard the great humbler. I feel like you have humbled many a person, and like you've not even tried to, again, with your energy, because you are very self-contained. That you are also a person where, I don't know, I feel like if it's not in your vicinity, you're not thinking about it, and if it's not for you, you're fine. And if you only need one person, like you understand that you only need like your person, and when you find your person, like you're good. But I think that you've got a lot of people that think that want your attention, and they think that it's possible, but you're not interested in a genuine way. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. And I think it's also part of your purpose, or you've just very cleanly said no and ended a karmic cycle, or started one for them. I don't know why I think that's funny. I'm just getting people kind of being incensed that you're not like looking for them. Yeah, I think some people have seen that you're like very happy on your own, and thriving, and maybe that you're with someone. That's great. Yeah, that you're getting like all that you deserve and want and everything. Yeah, because you've got a lot of people here that were waiting for their ships to come in with you. I don't know why I find that funny. Yeah. And I almost reached for the love messages. Like there's so many. I think you have people in love with you. At least 4. I heard just at least 4. And I think you would just be kind of like, what? Like what? I didn't know you thought that way about me. Like I thought that we were just friends. Like, or we met on a Wednesday. It was in a conference room. Like, I don't know. It's something like that. It's something like that. Yeah. Everyone is panicking because they've never made the journey before. Not intense, but it's the same magnetism and dependability. Magnetism and dependability. Those 2 words are standing out for this pile so strong, because I feel like your dependability is a kind of magnetism. I don't think you quite understand this, that it really is this like aphrodisiac for a lot of people. I don't know why I'm smiling like this. Like I just think that I also think that you can be kind of cheeky, or people think you're being cheeky when you're not. Like you'll say something totally serious, and then somebody be like, they want me, or like they're playing with me, and you're like, I literally am not. This is funny. This is a funny group. I also think you can be funny, but the way in which you're funny, it's subtle, or like, but that's your, I don't know, it's like your brand of funny is, some people are going to catch it and some people aren't. And you kind of fold it in. I think you fold it in very well. Yeah, this also could be nerd humor as well, where it's like you might know everything that there is to know about like this certain machine, and so you're like, it's like somebody who tried to put an A1 bolt on like a 76 electric receiver, am I right? And people are like, but nerds like get it and they love you. Okay, anyways, dry. Yes, comedy is my passion. Yes, Sagittarius laugh at everything, they don't like it. Totally Belle and Gaston all the time. Okay. And you're a remover of obstacles. And Ganesh might actually be an important person for you. Yeah, that's what you are. That's what I'm picking up on that is so funny and people don't know what to do with, because you are a remover of obstacles. Again, this is like your systems, like diagnostic things. So you'll remove them for some people when it's necessary. This is what I was saying, the karmic balance. I feel like you're this weird karmic checkpoint for people where you just like make an adjustment. I literally think Ganesh like works through you. You might want to look into that, or like have a little altar. Maybe you feel connected to Ganesh. I don't know. Maybe you really like elephants. But he also puts obstacles in people's places, and you put people in their place. So I think sometimes though, like, again, this thing of like you just being not interested in somebody or like immovable in that way, I think puts like a block up, like some kind of mental block up for certain people that they have to kind of work through about like, I thought you were obsessed with me. I don't know. Like, Ganesh is bae. I adore him. Can you still pull a love message card? Kind of curious. Sure, I will. Let's pull some love message cards for this group because people are just in love with you. Oh, you love elephants. And elephants are very nurturing. Like, they're very socially, emotionally intelligent animals. And do you know that elephants think we're cute? Like, in elephants' brains, like the part of the brain that lights up when they look at people is like they think we're cute. The same way that we would look at like a puppy and be like, oh my God, that's so adorable. They think we're cute like that. I feel empty without you. I can't take... This feels funny to me because I feel like a lot of this is unrequited, but anyways, go on. I can't take being away from you any longer. Please understand that I need space right now. I think that's what they think like you're doing. I don't know. Or that could be how you feel towards them. Like, get off my D. Okay, what love messages want to come through? Just take these however they resonate, because again, I think it's coming in from multiple people. Maybe you do have a crush on like one of these people or some of these people, but not all of them. I never want to see you again. You hurt me. I struggle with revealing my true feelings and emotions, but I love you more than you think. It's a mixed bag here. Maybe some of you did offend somebody here. There could be somebody that's offended, but you might not have realized why you offended them. Because again, I think it's the same. I think with this person, it's the same thing as like these people who are obsessed with you and think that you're obsessed with them. But I think it's like the way that you are. It's like they misread something about the way that you are, and they thought that you like didn't like them, or that you were being like spiteful towards them or something like that. So there might be this one person here that kind of read your signals like wrong, and they thought that you had a problem with them, or that you. And so they're like, get out of here. I don't know. You would know if that's for you. Don't make that fit if it's not for you. Please understand that I need space right now. I have to deal with my pain to be able to open my heart to love again. This could be an ex that you, maybe that you like or that you keep up on. Yeah, we need to let each other go. No one makes me feel the way you do. You're the best I ever had. So there could be somebody here that's like, we need to let each other go. I love you, but we need to let each other go, kind of thing. Okay. So that was a lot. That was a lot. That took a funny turn towards the end because I feel like you're all, I just heard business in the front, party in the back. So I think that there's something about you that's like very, you exist very well in two realms. And also you might have people that know you in one realm that would be surprised to know how you get down in the other realm, you know? So it's like people that know you as like Keg Stan Kelly are like, what do you mean you're making partner at your firm? And then they see you when you're like in your cardigan and like, you know, at your job or whatever. Like, I think you just function really well. Like, you're very well run, but it's like, you know, the time and the place for certain things. But yeah, I think there's something about your energy too, because it started off like very like, okay, and like this, and then this, and then this. And then it just got to this like very funny, very cheeky, very like a lot of people have a crush on you kind of thing. Maybe people slowly develop crushes on you too, where they're like, dang, like I really like being around you and you're actually kind of fun. I didn't know you were Keg Stan Kelly after 10, like, you know, something like that. So, oh yeah, Barani with the elephant. Oh yeah, so if this is a man, like this is a very nurturing man. And if this is a woman, then this is a very like fun, playful woman. It's like has like two kind of sides of things, but it's still very traditional energy as well. Okay, that was pile 2. That was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Oh, money paid me home. Compassion, 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 compassion. Not Keg Stan Kelly. That's a part of the Chaos Coven lore that we're slowly creating over time. Chaos Kelly, compassion, compassion. If we're ever around each other, we're going to throw a hilarious party. Okay. Get a little of that rose, get a little of the lip stuff. This is moving along quite quick, isn't it? Both great piles. I agree. Okay, I'm found. On the floor. Okay. Crones are the best. Heaven help the new person who enters, or the next person who enters named Kelly. Kelly's gonna be like, how do they know about me? Nobody's supposed to know about Keg Stan Kelly. Nobody's called me that since college. All right. Oh, I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot here for pile 3. I think people think you're hot, pile 3. Ooh. People think you are hot, pile 3. Yes, they do. And they think that you are fun and jovial. Look at me. I'm like flush. They think you're fun and jovial. They think that you're a good time. There could be something here about like sunshine and peaches, like Georgia peaches, or like people. I think, yeah, people really like you in the sun, or being around your energy is like getting hit with a splash of sunlight. Like you're just very pleasant. You're very warm. You're very jovial to be around. I think very feminine, very fluid. This is also like boho energy. You're that pop of color. You are the pop of color in an otherwise very gray, kind of dreary sort of world. And also with this like hand that's reaching over here, because it looks like the hand is in the darkness and it's like reaching out towards the flower, and then there's all this pink around it. So it's, I think that you've really helped people out of a depression or like out of a dark time, even if it's just like a mood, you know, like somebody got up on the wrong side of the bed and then they see you and then they're like, oh my gosh, you know, like life is good again. I think people get in your energy and then it kind of like flips their mood. It flips their energy around. And there's something here about spirituality, but it's very fun. It's very flavorful. It's very lively. And I keep using that word. So you're just like very fresh, and it's very fun, and it's not dull. You're definitely not a dullard here, pile number 3. Definitely, definitely not. I'm trying to figure out like what this is with this orphan energy, because I feel like I can't tell if this was you at some point where you kind of like felt this way, or if you could feel blocked off from somebody here. This could even be like a child, or you feel like you're not connected with a child here. This is such opposite energy, and I can't figure out how this kind of like fits in. Let's see. Okay, I just heard this song from Sugarland. It's like, fell in love out of college, a good man but a bad year. So it's like, maybe somebody's thinking about you. It's like, because they fell in love with you and you were like a really good person, but they were going through a bad time. Like it was like a really hard time, or like a depressive time. Oh. Okay, like this is a fun energy. Like you're just punchy. I feel like you could be very witty, very sweet as well. And you just clear the air. It's like you're a breath of fresh air that comes in here as well. A lot of people... Okay, I'm just getting the sense of there being a couple that like judges you. I don't know if you have that. But they are... just jealous. I think they're just jealous. And they're trying to protect something that they have. What is this? This is kind of taking a weird turn here. So I don't know if this is a situation that you're dealing with. This is another group where I feel like, okay, I'm hearing that phrase, projection is an admission. And so I feel like, again, people project on your energy because you're a very sweet person. You're this very like nectar-y kind of energy. And this couple here, I'm getting this very like, it smells like a library around me all of a sudden. But these are people that are maybe very self-important or like very highbrow. And these are okay, so I don't know if this is actual people or if this is just your kind of person that this might make you think of your parents a little bit or something where it's like you feel not good enough for these people. You could have tried to have these people like you. You could have tried to like, because you're a person that people like and genuinely like quite easily as well too. But these people judge your energy. You have people here who just judge your energy because they think that it's lightweight for you to be like happy or boho or carefree. I think that you're actually a very, again, intelligent person, very balanced person. People don't give you a chance in conversation. And this could be like an actual wound that you have from a couple or from, maybe this is two different types of people here or something that have done this, or like I think you have moments in time where this like really sticks out where you were not taken seriously or you were belittled or you were dismissed in like grown-up conversation or like in an academic circle or something, and you have a lot to say and you are very intelligent and you're very balanced. You are very well balanced. And this is also the spirituality thing here as well, because again, I think like you're very fun and you're very lively, but you're also very like spiritual and you're very holy. This is another group where it's like there's a time and a place. I actually think on the inside you felt very alone. That's where this comes in. People don't see this readily about you, this orphan energy, that you don't always feel like you fit in. I am hearing Critica energy. It's that orphan energy. I think that you could have always been trying to reach out and like connect with a parent or something, or like you needed more help than you were given like as a child. Yeah, you could have even had a weird parent, somebody that was protective of you but was manipulative, and they were protective of you and maybe they made you feel like you needed them or something. But this is weird. This kind of got weird. I feel like you've shed multiple skins. You've overcome a lot. People misunderstand this positive energy that you have because it is resilience. You are a very resilient person. And I also think that you've got some really good karma coming in, wish fulfillment. You've got a wish fulfillment coming in. Again, you are someone's wish fulfillment. I feel like you're going to meet somebody. If you have not, like you're going to meet somebody. This is a very spiritual person. This is somebody who's going to get you. And they're just going to be very appreciative of this energy. They could actually be very opposite of you in a lot of ways. But you, again, they understand that you're this breath of fresh air and they don't think that it means that you're like lacking or secretive here in some way. You could have tried to have a new beginning here with someone from your past. Or this is, oh, I get it. So I think that you've drawn in relationships around you that's kind of this repeat of this childhood energy that's made you feel actually like very isolated and alone. So you're always trying to connect with people because that's what you want, is like you want connection. So you're always trying to be that person that's like very caring and very open and very approachable. And then I think sometimes people are like, no, like kind of get away from me, but you feel isolated. But again, people don't realize this about you. People don't realize that you feel isolated. And so you're trying to bring the warmth into the room. Or that you feel misunderstood and you don't want other people to feel that way, or it's like you did feel that way as a child or something here. So they just, this is another like just very extremely misunderstood group. I'm hearing that I get my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yes me, I never get back California. Yeah, that's me. I never shake up to the north. Yeah, badass bitch. You a badass bitch. I do think that people view you as arm candy. People just really try to reduce your energy. They really try to reduce and minimize your energy. This is this highbrow energy that's around that's like, oh, you're just arm candy, aren't you? And that you couldn't have like an intelligent conversation or have like real thoughts in your head or something, but you do. And it's just because people want to think that that's their thing. They don't like to think that you are actually very well balanced in your energy. And that's on them. That's been a running theme in this. That's on them. You know, people, we really do see things from our own psychology. And as a human, as a people, even when you know that, like how many times do I say that? Oh yeah, we got to get around our own psychology. I still can't do it all the time in my life because the things that are hidden from me are hidden from me. The things that I'm traumatized by, I'm traumatized by, you know. It's like, it's so hard to kind of actually do it and like actually get around it, you know. Bring the warmth in the room. They made me cry. Oh. Ah. Okay. Oh, wait. I just heard another Sugarland song. You know, Sugarland, like, I like to listen to country music in the summer. I feel like you've got a really, like, summertime vibe. There could be something about the way that you talk. But again, people, like, belittle it. I don't know. You could have felt like you're in a stagnant energy. Because this is another group where I feel like people are afraid to, like, make you offers because they think your life is so exciting. They think that you're going to turn them down. They think that you have better things going for you. And so I think that some people have not chosen you, or they haven't. Yeah, so you could have, like, felt very stagnant. There's somebody watching you with the evil eye too right now. They just hate you is what I'm getting. They just, for no reason, hate you. They're jealous. They're angry. And it's because this person, like a bat, like, it's that dark energy. And then, like, look at this. It's like the bat wants to be in the cave and doesn't want the sunshine. So you could have shown a light on something. You could have literally accidentally traipsed into this person's bat cave or something, and brought the light in there. And then they just, like, hated you for it. Yeah. Somebody here just, I think, has evil eye towards you. Like, really evil eye. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah. This could have, okay, I'm also getting, like, you were reaching out for help here. Like, at a time, like, I think this was you. You were going through a period of depression. You were reaching out for help. You were reaching towards the light, towards spirituality, towards illumination. And somebody saw that. Or this is, you know what, I feel like this is an energy. This is spiritual attack, I think. And it maybe comes through a person or people because you're so close. This is a group, you're so close to, like, enlightenment or, like, illumination or realization. You're close to some kind of, like, major milestone in love or in your spirituality. Keep going. Okay, so in gassing you up, keep going. Let me just, like, breathe a little bit of life into you, because it's like you're getting ready to cross some kind of threshold, and this is, like, in your energy. It has to do with illumination, enlightenment, a new plane, like, bumping up to, like, a new level. Keep going, because there's, like, an energy that's seen you and, like, wants to knock you low. It's very vengeful. This is somebody maybe from your past. This is somebody that, or multiple people, because this is an energy, I think, that works through people. This is, like, a very vengeful energy. And you could have cut things off with them because you knew that they were vengeful. And they, I think, are trying to prevent you. My ear just started ringing. Yeah, this is somebody who would have, like, talked a bunch of mess on you. They're trying to prevent you maybe from reconnecting with someone. Or they're trying to, the Four of Wands is, like, the happy marriage card. So they're, like, trying to prevent that. So this is someone who's trying to throw a spanner in the works, or just trying to cause a gum up the works here in a relationship towards that. You were really innocent to this. Whatever was going on here, you were really innocent to this. Oh my gosh. Okay, you are the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, but it's like you went through a deep, dark, depressive time, and I feel like somebody put you there. I think some of you were dealing with, like, a very negative energy that took pleasure in making you low and casting you in darkness. This could be because of gossip, because they were talking mess, and they were trying to prevent you from something here. And something, like, happier. They were trying to prevent you from reaching the light. They were trying to make you depressed. They were trying to make you low. And they hid themselves. They were cloaked. They hid what they were doing, but they just watched you, and they're upside down. They're not upright in their energy. And so you've gone actually through this dark time period. And again, maybe this is not something that people know about you, that you go through periods of depression, or that you went through a very dark night of the soul, or, like, a dark period of depression, because I just feel you're sweet. And, like, you're the kind of person that it's like, you know, when you're in a public space and you don't want to be the person that's, like, I don't know, dragging the energy down or something. So you're always very mindful of the way that you affect other people, because people have not been mindful about the way that they have affected you. I feel like you got lured into something, or someone was trying to lure you into a trap. You could have blamed yourself for this for a long period of time. You could have been depressed. You could have, somebody wanted you to have the wrong idea of yourself. It was made to make you low. It was made, and this person took advantage of your kindness or your innocence, your sweet nature, in order to do this, and then maybe turned around and said that you were some kind of vengeful, I don't know. They were trying to lure you, and I don't know if it worked, because again, you are it's like you could have avoided this either because I do think that you're very smart and you could have caught on to something, but also you're just so well-natured that you could have just not done the thing that they thought you were going to do or something, because you just are sweet. You're much sweeter than they were trying to paint you out to be. Somebody who's really trying to paint you out to be something that you're not. Yeah, you're getting ready. You're closing a karmic cycle here. You're about to like gain the world. And it's in part because you came through this dark night of the soul. The truth about you is getting ready to come out. I don't know what this is. This feels ominous, but like for you, it's ominous in a good way. It's like, I'm getting like the butterflies in my stomach. Like, oh, thank God. You know, like something here is about to set you free. You're about to be cut free from this karmic cycle forever. And I mean forever. Keep going. I just keep wanting to say that to this group. Keep going. I'm literally going to gas you up. I'm literally, you know what? Gas is expensive these days, honey. This one's on me. Like, keep going. Keep going. Go, go, go. Pedal to the metal, because you're out of this person's remit. I feel like somebody here is pissed because it's like they can't see you or they can't reach you and they want to. This person is so toxic. They want to pollute the truth about you. This person wants to own the truth about you. So this is so crazy because this is, again, same like pile number one. This is the opposite of your energy. Okay, because like pile number one, the opposite of their energy was like a belligerent person. This is a person who is straight malintended and who is jealous of you and who is just toxic. And I feel like you're the kind of person that's like, you like it when your friends shine. You want the truth to come out about people. I think that it's coming through like an innocence, but you're not a naive person, but it's like, you're innocent in the sense that you just want to deal in truth. You just want the truth to come out about you and about other people. You want to know who other people are and whatever, because there's something to like about everybody, and where you don't match up with people, it's just best to know that, and you don't have to demonize that person or anything. That's the innocence and like the simplicity that's coming through you in your nature. This is somebody who's very controlling. They hide a lot about themselves. The fact that they're upside down in character, they are actually very observant. They're watching you. They are like fixated on you. They want to control the truth about you. It's a very toxic person, or again, it's a very toxic energy, because this is spiritual attack energy to me. Because you just bring a lot of sweetness into the world. They want to cause a death for you, an ending, a disappointment. This is a person who's like obsessed with seeing a beautiful energy, a bright light like you, like made low. So the other thing is like, you are strong. That's like the thing. You are actually very strong. Perseverance. This is like grit. This is tenacity. This is your energy. And people don't always see this about you, but that's what you have. And I think you continue to build this every single day, that you are just a very resilient, grit. And grit is the key ingredient to success. I feel like this is going to be a very successful group in whatever it is that you do. And it's like, you're getting ready to hit the light. I mean, you're getting ready. The momentum is behind you. There's really like, just keep going here. And you're also like, before you even hit this threshold, there's something that's like happening where this person can't see the actual truth of what's going on. Like, this person thinks that they can, but they can't, because they're so toxic. It's like this, you're delivering this person's karma, whoever this is, because it's like, they're so blinded by their toxicity and they're so blinded by their malice. It's like it makes them deaf, dumb, and blind, that they can't for a moment in time imagine that they're not seeing the truth, or that I feel like the universe is tricking this person into letting them think that they're winning, or that they're having an effect, or it's just tricking them outright in whatever they think that they're seeing. It's not what's actually real. It's not what's actually going on. And this is like your last little bit of the journey. You're actually doing this in complete privacy, where like this person can't even see you. Even if they think they can see you, Spirit is like shielding you here in some way and keeping you very separate from this person. Yeah. And like, whoever this is, do you know who this is? Just keep swimming. Okay, because this just feels like a negative energy, but yeah, I feel like you might be physically moved apart from this person. Like, if you know who this person is, so you could get like moved to a different department or something. This is coming in. Yeah, I don't like this person. This person's a B word in a bad way. Like, they are just, look at the look on this person's face. That is exactly the energy. It's like, they're so unamused. Like, that's the thing. I think this person thinks that you're like trying to show off, or that you're being fake. This is a person who thinks that someone who is genuinely like happy is being fake. That there's no way that that could be your genuine personality, because it's not their personality. And they're a miserable sack of potatoes. Like, they just think that that's you, and that that's everybody else, and that anybody who shows up to their life in a way that is jovial or happy, that just cannot possibly be real. And so they're very cynical. This is a person who's very cynical, but it's towards like happiness and joy. They're very argumentative. This person is like a hairpin trigger. So you give a lot of grace to people, and you look for the good in people, and you try to see that, and you try to connect with that. This person, again, exact opposite. They're very angry. They're very cutting. They're very critical. So they miss a lot, actually. This is a person who's like, well, being critical is being smart and it's being observant. Narrowing in like that, you got to also take that broad view. You have to consider you might be wrong and what else could be possibly going wrong. This is where they get you wrong as well, because there are a number of different things that would explain your personality, your mood. I've just named a lot of them that are not nefarious, and they're not lying. It's just that, you know, you care about the energy you bring into the room. You want other people to be happy. You would like to have a simple day, you know, and you want to do your part to contribute to that. But this person doesn't think like that. They just go automatically to the worst thing and then justify it and then think they're smart for doing that. This is what I'm saying. This is a person who thinks they're smarter than you, but they're not, because they're not well-rounded. Their malice makes them ignorant. And because they zero in and they think this is a person as well who's like against you. They zero in on like the tiniest little things. They cannot put those things in context. So it's just like yogas and astrology for those of you who like understand Vedic astrology. Yeah, it's like you can have you know, the sun with the moon, but then if it's in like the first house or the second, then it can negate it. That's called like a yoga, where it's like, yeah, typically it would express like this, but because you've got this other thing involved, it's actually this kind of yoga, and so it doesn't actually express like that. Actually, this is a real boon, or this is something that looks like it might be bad, could be a boon or not. That's why reading Vedic astrology can be very hard, because it's not just about understanding like how to read the chart. It's like there's also certain yogas. Like that's what I'm getting, is like this person doesn't understand their own limitations, and so they blame you, and this person's in this perpetual blaming energy. It's ignorant is what it is, and they're not calling it by its real name, which is ignorance. They're calling you stupid. I actually think they weirdly love you. You stand out to this person because I think you've somehow been triumphant, which again, they have to, it's because Spirit's trying to get this person to acknowledge the other side of you. You are not a lightweight energy. You are strong. You are intelligent, more intelligent than them. You have things to bring to the table. This person may be intelligent as well if they learned how to take your approach and learn from other people instead of just putting them into a two-dimensional category and judging them. That's really what this is. That's why you're smarter than them. It's not necessarily a capacity thing so much as it is like an approach. This person's malice makes them deaf, dumb, and blind is what I keep hearing. Yeah, this person is obsessed with control, and they think they should be able to dominate a person like you. They want to kind of bring you to heal, but it's not going to happen because Spirit is really backing you here. You have a lot of spiritual energy as well. I think you already know that. I think you're on the path to the light. You're on the path to realization in some way, but you have a lot of like magical, energetic, spiritual power, and this situation may have introduced you to that as well. Because maybe you saw, maybe this could be people around you, maybe even since childhood. I think this is a group that's had to overcome codependency and like learn how to kind of stand up for themselves. Yeah. Yeah, I think this person's going to lose you. It's going to be painful, but they have to, because they refuse to play nice in the sandbox. Because then they could keep you and you guys could keep going on the journey together and they could learn from you that way. But instead, I think this person's about to get a fat lesson, and it's just going to come in quick too. And you're a deliverer of that lesson. And again, it's heavyweight energy, and it's going to hit them right on the jaw, whatever this is. And I think it's connected to the loss of you. Or maybe this has already gone on. Maybe this is just like what you do. You have a heavyweight energy, and I feel like I'm just supposed to remind you of that. This is a heavyweight energy. And people always try to put you in a lightweight category, and you're just not. It's because they misunderstand your energy, and they misunderstand maybe not even all of your traits, but it's like just because you have this one trait of being very positive and very sunny, people want to think that you're a lightweight energy. Yeah. It's like you got the key here to something, or you are the key. But instead, people have tried to judge you and like make you low. I feel like Spirit has your back. Spirit's really come in here in a big way to like have your back and to end something, because these people need to be put in their own remit, and they need to have the door closed. They need to stop preoccupying with your energy so that they can focus on themselves. Another thing that this is why you outperform this person in every way, because it's because of your approach. These people cannot focus on themselves. They're so preoccupied with you and watching what you're doing and You've got a lot of evil eye on you. Well, you've got particular evil eye on you. It's intense. It's so toxic. And these people think you're toxic or want to think that you're toxic or want to convince other people that you're toxic. This person is so toxic that I have a really hard time believing that they don't know that they're toxic. Yeah, they want to cause an ending to you. This is vicious. And they also want to cause judgment upon you. Look at that beautiful rose that's like just being judged and like by this, like, that's what they want. This is a sneaky, this is sick. This is like a sadist. They just want to cause you problems. And maybe they did, but you're breaking out of this. So tell me about that. Oh my gosh, look, this is about to be severed. This is about to be severed. There's like an authority being brought in. This might be a spiritual authority here as well. Because it's like, this is a situation where this person's trying to win, and this person's version of winning is making you low. Or you've just had this energy around you, and it's made you feel like you can't win because you want everyone to get along, and that to you is winning. Or it's like, why can't we all just be ourselves? Why do we have to kind of, you know? But you have everything that you need to overcome this. And just by saying no, and you do have people in your corner. You do have people that have your back. What's funny is, like, I think this person really wants people to gossip negatively about you. You're coming up out of that. I'm actually hearing a strong chorus of like friends, like friendlies are like really coming in to surround you, and they gas you up. They talk about like your praises and stuff. And this person may hear it. And it really pissed them off. So anyways, this was a weird one. This is a group that's like really hot, beautiful, fun. People love the way that your sensuality, I feel like you have a natural sensuality. They also like your feminine side, like your feminine nature, because it's very cohesive. And I just heard cogent? Something gent. Cogent? Cogent. Yeah, cogent. I don't know what that means, but cogent. They think that you're very well integrated. People think that you lift them up. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You lift people up, and I think you have actually felt very alone. People have tried to put themselves in between you and other people. They like to keep you under lock and key because people know that somebody here knows that people like to be around you. So they want to like keep you hidden. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine. So that they're like an intermediary. You might not even know that this is going on. So if you have a friend or something that is like, oh yeah, I'll take care of it. Or like, so-and-so said this. Make sure that you go out of your way. If somebody's like, oh yeah, so-and-so was saying this, go connect with so-and-so. Just to make sure. Because this person could be kind of like, oh yeah, I'll tell them. And like that other person is like kind of being warded off. Just make sure like, oh hey, I heard this, and like just go out of your way to be warm and inviting and like actually make that connection with that other person, because you might have somebody that's just trying to kind of mate guard you, but I don't know if it's mate guarding or if this is at a job or like, and they're doing it to isolate you. This could be a friend as well. Like you might have had a history of people like this, and you might not have understood this behavior in other people. Where it's like you have a best friend and they're actually kind of pushy and they're actually kind of bossy, and you feel actually alone, but you're like actually very warm to other people, but you don't understand why other people don't approach you or talk to you. It's because somebody else is being very dominating of your energy, but they're doing it in a very Regina George, very subtle kind of way. And you might not even realize it. So yeah. You felt you had a handler or a watcher. Interesting. Okay. Look at my bowl. This is my walnut bowl. Okay.
People are already saying
like the bowl. Okay, let's just get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. You know what this group does? Because I've pulled this bowl out for the other groups. This is something that makes like everyday activities like fun or interesting. It's like I don't think you could sit here with this bowl without being like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and we mix it up like that. You know, and people are like, oh God, like this is just who she is. But it's like endearing, I think. I want a man with walnut bowls. You get you that man. You go get you that man. Look, positive self-talk, optimistic. Yeah, you encourage that in other people, first of all. Because I think that you've said just the right thing at the right time for somebody that they kind of like repeat for it themselves. But I'm also getting that. Remember that YouTube video? This is like a long time ago. But it was this little girl. And she was like in the mirror. And she was like, gassing herself up for the day. She's like, you're going to do great. Today's going to be great. You're great. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my hamster. I love this. Like, you know, that's you. And you're just like, today's going to be great. Like positive self-talk. And you're just always a sunny, like optimistic person. You like your eggs sunny side up. You live on the bright side of life, you know? Miscommunication, misunderstanding. Again, I just think that people misunderstand this in you. Because I think some people think that you're like the popular girl or like the popular guy, and that you are unapproachable, or that you're mean, or that like you're Regina George because just you're the hostess with the mostest, like you got everything kind of going on. And I think people, again, like they think that you might get a big head about that, but you just don't. And I think people have misunderstood. It feels like it's a miscommunication about your personality and like just about your traits and stuff. But again, I think that people who get to know you know that you have like, you're not that way. Treating trust and kindness as a weakness. Yeah, people have tried again to do this to you, and you encourage people to show that it's not a weakness. Oh, not being there for your partner in a time of need. This, I'm like reusing these. This isn't like so spot on. Like, oh, well, not being there for your partner in a time of need. I feel like people have not been there for you in a time of need because, again, they think that you're so strong and they think that you're so warm and bubbly that you don't need that. Or maybe you just have all the friends that you could ever want, so why would you want them or something? But yeah, I think you are actually the person to be there for people. You are the person to like bake a pie and bring it over. You are the person to check in on people, make sure they're okay. Use I statements. You use I statements. So you really own your space. Like you take responsibility for what's yours. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. First of all, I'm kind of getting that this is your personality. This is very much like rising sign, sun sign, moon sign. Anonymous, thank you so much for the super chat. So I think it's like when people get to know you, you have, again, this like multi-layered, very like depth, because people, I don't know, it's like that fun energy. It's like they think, oh, that's the extent of your personality and not just a part of it, you know? So they think they know everything about you, kind of a thing. So that getting to know you is a pleasure. Yeah, is what I'm getting. But also, I think you could also be a very organized thinker. Okay, this is what we're going to do first, second, third. Also, you're really good at planning social functions. So whenever you like host parties or something, people like that because you leave like room for things to unfold, but you do have clear kind of like phases. Like, okay, well, first we're going to go to the movie and then we're going to hang out at home and then we're going to this. But you leave the room for things to kind of unfold naturally. But it's also like you kind of keep things moving. You're a great person to work with as well because things just flow. But again, I think people can think that that was just accidental, but it's not. It's very much coming from you. It's coming because you're like a very organized thinker, but they think that you just get lucky with stuff because you're so jovial that you couldn't possibly be thinking about things or planning things or, you know, make like checking things. It's so integrated in your personality, you know? Celebrate other people's successes. Yeah, like I do feel this so strong from this group, like that you are the first person to celebrate other people's successes and to like call out their strengths, to appreciate them, to shine a light, to like spotlight whatever it is that other people are doing. You're not stingy with your energy. You really are a person who thinks we can all win. And you want to be a part of that. And when it's your time to sit in the back and like celebrate, you know, your friend, like you're right there doing it. And when it's your time to be in the spotlight, well, you're there too, you know? So yeah, it's beautiful. I want us all to win. Yeah. I think your Tim Pool beanie game is strong. People love to judge a book by its cover. It's so true. Yeah. Scorpio, Leo, and Cancer, they all think I have VPD. I get it low key. Oh yeah. We can all win. All right. I also am pulling for the love messages here, but actually, hold on. Getting the true emotion messages. So I just want to... Oh, too late. Too late. I feel like somebody feels like they're too late. Oh, somebody's getting readings on you. I just saw, oh yeah, the too late's underneath it. Moving on, letting go. Somebody's getting readings about you. Or could be just looking into your energy, like whether that's your mutual friends or something. They feel like it's too late because you're moving on and you are letting go and you are loving you. They're heartbroken. Somebody here is like heartbroken that you're moving away from them because I feel like they could have fallen into this energy where they really I just heard they disrespected you. Like they really disrespected your energy because they took your kindness for weakness. I'm seeing the Page of Cups in my mind. It's like they could have thought that you were naive or that you were stupid or again, that you were not observant or intelligent or because you had this like very beautiful personality, they misjudged you and they disrespected you. I think you might feel like you dodged a bullet here with this person because that's character. Character is who you are when nobody's watching. This person thought nobody was watching and I think they were a dick. And so now you're loving yourself and you're moving on. Moving on up. Yeah, okay, let's see. Look, divine masculine wish. So there's somebody here that maybe this is your divine masculine could be manifesting you right now. I literally said you're going to be a wish fulfillment for somebody. And it is, oh my gosh, psycho, crazy, ex, obsessed, won't let go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this person that disrespected you, I'm kind of getting like, they could have had a crazy ex that like, okay, I don't know. It was like random. Maybe they want you to know that they had like this crazy ex and I don't know. But also this person from your past could like have actually, they could think that they're your divine masculine, but they also could have grown up. And that's when they realized that they were an asshole and like you are their wish. So some of you, maybe this is a person from your past. I actually kind of don't feel that. I feel like you feel disrespected. You feel like you're done with this person from the past because you just really don't appreciate the way that you were treated. That could have put you in a dark depression. What someone did or how the way someone treated you could have put you in a dark depression. And they just didn't think that because you're always so kind and you're always so upbeat. So people I think have been just careless with your energy. Okay, interesting. Okay, I just heard that song, if I had one wish, we would be best friends. Love would never end. It would just begin. And I feel like somebody here, this person from your past is like really coming through. It's like they feel needy though, like of your energy. They could have a snake energy around them. That could have been what this is. It's like they could have been, I feel like there was a toxic feminine energy around this person. And you blocked them. Blocked. And they're trying to figure out how to get around this block. Heads up. Heads up. Oh my gosh. Pregnancy. Fake news. This person could have been lied to about a pregnancy. This person is very chatty. This person's just giving us their life story and it's a lot. Look, divine masculine keeps coming out like living in the moment. Oh God. Massive regrets. Okay, this person is just like trying to get around, like trying to make clear, like, I just feel like this blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, I'm so sorry I was living in the moment and I got somebody pregnant and I didn't understand things and I took you for granted and blah, blah, blah. But I'm a divine masculine now. I have massive regrets. You blocked me and you said goodbye. And now I see that you're living in the moment and you're happy. And I'm secretly watching you. And I want to love message you. But I know you're not happy with me. So, they want to marry you. Okay, married, love child, and heartbreak. So, this person could have had a love child and then, like, maybe married that person. Or maybe they think that you are married, but I don't think that's that for most of you. Or it's like they just want a happy family with you. For some of you, like, they want that, like, white picket fence thing. Jackass. Okay, somebody's feeling very remorseful and they're wanting to get in your energy. I think this person has had to realize that you're strong. Again, this other side to you, because you're such a nice person. But that doesn't mean that you're the giving tree. Remember that from Shel Silverstein, the giving tree? And it was like, and then I chopped down this branch and then that branch and then it was just a little stump. And I feel like you've had to realize that people will just take and take and take from your energy if you don't tell people where they can go with their bull, you know? And this person learned that too late. And so it's weird because this person feels very comfortable around you and they feel like they can just speak to you and that you would hear them out and that you would be very like, if they could just get in your energy, that's kind of what it feels like. If they could just get in your energy and have a conversation, they know that you could have a conversation. But they're having to meet this other side to you that can be very matter of fact. This is the kind of energy of like, don't go to the grocery store hungry. Because once you're in the grocery store, then you can get your brownies and your whatever. But don't go in there hungry. It's just like you don't let people in your energy because you know you're giving. I think that's how your energy is shaping up as you've grown and as you've had more experience, is you're realizing, I just can't let certain kinds of people in here. I'm not going to change my personality. I actually like that I'm a pleasant person. But if you're going to suck about that, then you just can't be around nice people, I guess. Sucks to be you. You can't have nice things. And that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. So, yeah. And it's a strong energy too, because it's like, I'm still going to be myself, and I'm not trying to go over in your remit and telling you I'm going to be this. Like, you know, you're not, so don't come over here and mess up my stuff. Like, or tell me how I've got to be. Tell me that I can't be sweet to people. Tell me that I can't be sweet. Yeah. So this is crazy. I loved this reading. You know, I wanted to do this reading because around Thanksgiving time, I always do a reading that's like, why are people grateful for you? And I was saying this to Alex. I was like, it is probably my favorite reading that I do. The messages are always so interesting. I feel like I get to know you guys, like who's actually listening to this, because a lot of times we do the processing work, and that's fine, you know, like where we kind of get into certain things, but it doesn't necessarily give you a real impression of like who somebody is. But I feel like when we do these readings, I get to know like you guys and your actual personalities and stuff, not just how people have seen you or disrespected you, or like what kind of things that you're going through, because we all kind of go through certain things, and a lot of that comes through like misunderstandings and, you know. But I really enjoyed this reading, and I really enjoyed getting to know your personalities and seeing like why people love and appreciate you. I love doing this kind of reading because the messages are always so interesting and unique, and just thanks for being great. So it was lovely. I appreciate it so much. Love you, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Well, back at you. Okay. We are going to move on to the general messages. We'll see what Spirit wants to say, because it doesn't have to be on topic. So anything that Spirit wants to talk about, bring to our attention, we'll do that now. And then we will talk about the candles, the fall lineup. So in case you guys are interested in getting some fall goodies and having them delivered in time for the fall season. The fall season as in like the season of the earth, not like the fall of humanity and civilization as we know it. Just to clear that up. Okay, that was a joke, just because the world's like crazy, and I hope you guys are doing okay. Let's see. General messages. All right, I'm hearing hedge witch, but this was kind of like in a weird, living life on the hedge. So a hedge is like the overlapping place between like what's civilized and what's cultivated and what's wild. And I feel like this, maybe you're feeling like you want to take a risk. Look, the queen, to be the queen. Some of you want to apply for a job or like a promotion or something, but you're like unknown. But look, it's like really happy on the other side of this. I feel like there could be a deal made or a union. Some of you have like a new job or a new opportunity coming in here. This could be with a feminine energy as a boss figure or something. There could be something to do with like family, and so this could be like a family business. Maybe this is you. Yeah, pilgrimage. So some of you are taking a risk here. You're right on the hedge. That's what I'm hearing. I'm on the hedge of glory. Sorry. Yeah. And also, hedge to me is just so witchy. It's like so herby. So it's like if you haven't been taking your herbs or something. Okay, and then don't escape the gospel, something like that. But it's like, I'm hearing from Hercules, it's like, and that's the gospel truth. So I feel like there's some kind of truth here or some kind of tradition. And maybe you've been trying to escape that, or you've been trying to protect yourself from that. But it's like the way isn't to try to avoid it or like guard against it. It's like, how can you look at it differently or like integrate it? How can you be like merge with it in a way and kind of like, I don't know what I mean by this, so just take this if it resonates. But yeah, it's like there's some kind of gospel truth, some kind of traditional thing, and I feel like you've been trying to escape, or you've been trying to like block it because you don't want things to be the same old. But it's like, how can you look at that? What is it that you like about that or something? How can you integrate it and almost like make it your superpower? And I know that's super vague, but I feel like that is a message for somebody. Okay, there could be something here in your dreams. Okay, moving on from that. Okay, Spirit, what messages did you want to bring forth for the group, for the collective? Okay, you're very skillful people. You're very routined people. Something like skills, routine, health. Okay, Spirit is speaking about like healing, and it's healing like of the throat chakra and feeling insecure. And I feel like it's connecting with your intuition. Transition. Okay, so also Queen of Hearts, sixth sense. This is to me like tarot. So it's like watching tarot is helping you transition. Like you're moving from one place to another. It's helping you transition, and it's helping you heal. I just heard like heal your heart. It's helping you grow, I think, from this Four of Trees, which to me is the Emperor wannabe card. And I'm not talking about male or female with the Emperor energy. I'm talking about like, it's, you want to be the emperor in your life. You want to be in control of your life. You want to be stable. You want to be well-rounded. You want to be like, you know, making the decisions and confident in everything. And you are actually transitioning. And I feel like you're transitioning to that emperor energy, but it's like moving from this Four of Trees, which is kind of insecure, maybe a little financially insecure, kind of tucked in, protecting yourself. And it's moving actually to the King of Hearts, which is actually this healer kind of an energy. The King of Hearts for me is also like a boon energy. It is like a spiritual inheritance is what I'm getting. Some kind of inheritance could be coming in, and it could be coming in via a King of Hearts figure and a Queen of Hearts. Although I feel like these are in different realms. Like the Queen of Hearts is the tarot, I think, and your own intuition as well. It's connecting to your like your own intuitive feminine side to help you get out of a functioning dysfunction and move from a difficult time to a more prosperous time. And this is what you're doing. And so it's this Queen of Hearts energy that I feel like is on the inside. Again, it's your own intuition, and this could also be like a mother figure or us here, like other women that read tarot or are intuitive, or we're all as Ram Dass says, like we're all walking each other home. So it's like that kind of energy, right? That's helping you to transition. And I feel like you're watching this here in this Knight of Angels energy. And again, it's like kind of hiding behind the tree. And then also what side of this is. So it's like, oh, look, his left side is what's watching it. Left side of the body is the feminine side of the body. So this is, it's receiver energy. So it's weird because you're watching something, but you're also receiving something back, like through what it is that you are watching. And this is illuminating. There's a lot of power in the eyes here. Like, yeah, you're watching something and you're receiving something back. And it's like helping you to transition here into this like new space. But it could be bringing up self-esteem issues. And this almost looks like a bullfrog to me, like a bullfrog with like the giant like thing in the throat. So it's like you have something that wants to come up and out of you, and it could be something that you want to express. And with the King of Hearts, this could be creative, it could be spiritual, it could be love related, but it's like you're feeling insecure, so you're moving into being the person that can actually express something. But this also, because I'm noticing like this tree kind of thing, it's like a vision or it's like a creative project. And I'm hearing, I had a dream, a crazy vision. It may sound strange, this intuition. That's Brandy. It's like old Brandy back in the day. So, because she just came out with an album, I'm pretty sure. Isn't it weird? This, I feel like, I don't know, life weirdly like rhymes. It like, I don't know, like people repeat and like kind of come back around. But anyways, yeah, I feel like you're getting ready to kind of express whatever this vision is. And it's like, it feels like it's whole and complete. And maybe you see this vision, I don't know, because it feels like it all has to come out at one time. And the King of Hearts maybe could do that. And I feel like you could be gaining this kind of complete vision, or this could be something complete in your life, you know, to do with like the sectors of your life. Look, hope, the star, healing. There's the star energy that's guiding you. Look for it. I just heard look for it. And some of you may connect with the stars or a certain star. I feel like you have star guidance right now, like star kind of ancestors, or you might feel connected to a certain star. And it's just really beautiful. It's guiding. This is like angelic guidance. And I feel like you have this, and it's moving you, and you've got to persevere. And I feel like you feel like you're sweating something out here. You've also been in a protective stance as well. That's kind of another version of this Four of Trees is what I'm getting. You've been feeling kind of, you've been on the defense. So I feel like you've not been moving, because it's this, Four of Trees, and so it's like crouched down. It's like, well, I have all this stuff like inside of me, but I'm not confident enough to bring it out into the world. And I feel like if I take any step, it's going to either set me back, or it's going to be undesirable. Like I'm scared to move from this spot. It's like kind of the feeling. And you thought that maybe you needed to persevere. I think some of you were like, well, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait for like my big break or something. But this is shifting in you. There's like, the energies inside of you are starting to shift and move, and so that you can be the person to in that masculine energy, bring your vision out into the world and connect with your own confidence. And I feel like this is what you need. But I feel like you're being asked to persevere because something is coming in for you. Look, and it's a mothering energy, and it's abundance. But I do feel like you've got to accept something here. It's like you're accepting something about where you've been, the fact that it has been a functioning dysfunction, and that you do have this vision or something, but it's kind of stagnant, or like you haven't known how to get it out of you. So you're accepting this. That's going to bring your energy into a state of balance and a state of harmony, which is moving you again closer to this King of Hearts. For some of you, this is like a love interest too. So it's like as you're connecting with, this is Venus energy. It's like as you're connecting with your vision and your creativity, you are manifesting in this King of Hearts energy. And without even realizing it, you might not have known that this is kind of serving a manifestation function. You could have been manifesting in Four of Pentacles energy. People who were like emperor wannabes, you could have been getting tricked by that a lot, where it's like, I thought you were an emperor because you were giving all those emperor signals, but it turns out you were this emperor wannabe and you're actually very insecure, and or you felt like you were in that energy, but you're drawing in this King of Cups, this somebody who's like actually in king energy, and who sees you as this beautiful empress, who sees your potential because she's got her eyes closed. And I feel like you're going inward somehow, and it's like you're connecting with your intuition and you're connecting with your creativity, and it's like things are going to be growing around you and you don't even realize it. And that's when this King of Hearts is going to come in. And this could be a talent scout for some of you, or this could be like this could be a partner. This could be you. And somebody's going to recognize like your skill here. Like you have, or you are, or that's like you doing it. Yeah, I don't know. And I just heard, but you got to have faith, faith, faith. A lot of singing at the end of this. And some of you might be called to sing, but this is moving stuff out of your throat chakra. Me and Alex do this. I said me and Alex, but mostly it's me, where I'll just be like, oh, like, you know, walking around the house, and it's just, and he's like, whenever I started doing that, he was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm clearing my throat chakra. So maybe some of you, it's like, just belt it out in the shower or something. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like you've been maybe secretly feeling low. I think you've been healing from like a betrayal or some kind of like painful ending. Yeah, a lot of crying energy. And this is going to be some kind of fuel, I think, for a creative project. But I think you're processing through it. It's like you're processing through some energy that's been bound up in your emotional space. It's been bound up in feeling like maybe sick or depressed, ill, and you need to free up that energy, which is a lot what we're doing on this channel, I think, and that a lot of you are processing through that. You really are like pulling up at the root a lot of things that it's like a functioning dysfunction, because you've found like some kind of balance with it, you know, where it's like you function in your daily life. But I think some of you didn't realize how much certain things were taking from you. So it's like uprooting those different things is actually freeing up a lot of energy. And so when you're thinking, oh, well, I haven't been able to get a lot done in terms of my projects or make progress where I want to, it's because you're expending a lot of energy. I think you're going to have this like epiphany moment. You've been expending a lot of energy just maintaining, and now you're not going to have to do that anymore, because you're finally going to drop a lot of things. And for some of you, I feel like that's what you're realizing, is that you can just drop a lot of stuff. This feels like emotional stuff, like emotional baggage. Like you don't have to worry about it anymore. You know, or it's hard because I can sit here and say like, you're safe, like it can't touch you. But I know like the psyche will kind of keep doing that, but it's uplifting, it's uprooting something here. You know, from the root. So yeah. And it's like following your curiosity, and it's going to lead to abundance. I really do feel like, you're going to achieve your dreams here in some way. There is some kind of like abundance. It's not like a flood of abundance where it's going to come in all at once, but I do feel like there's some like happiness that's coming in, and happiness in regards of romance. I feel like somebody's looking at you and contemplating you, and they're contemplating your body as well. I don't know if you've been working out or something. Somebody's very curious about what you got going on under there. And they're contemplating it, and they're looking at you very lovingly. And this is somebody who wants to make love to you as well, because I just looked up. I've never noticed this, but like, it looks like he's holding his heart over his situation. So, and it's like loyalty, and it is stability. This is the 10 of Pentacles. So this is like stability. I mean, somebody here, this is beautiful. And somebody is like seeing your strength and seeing how you overcame something here in the past. And it's beautiful. Somebody is like falling in love with you, or they will be shortly. Someone will be falling in love with you shortly. I felt like one of those fortune teller machines that you put like a quarter in. Someone will fall in love with you shortly. We'll be right with you with the love of your life. This was beautiful. So this is like, you're definitely, I'm hearing that song. It's like, you're on the road to success, watch out for trolls and don't get depressed. Learn to be bold. Haters gonna hate, testers gonna test, but you continue your journey because you're the best. So like you're definitely on a journey. I feel like you know that. I think you're processing through a lot of stuff because again, there's that sense that your energy has been wrapped up in these certain things. These wounds that you didn't even know you had. It's kind of like when you hold your body kind of like this because you are kind of nursing a wound, but you're like, I'm making it through life, you know? But it's like when you let go of that and you finally stand upright, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, is this how people live? Like, you know, this feels so much better. I could probably run if I wanted to, like, you know, and you can. So I feel like you're going through that kind of process. It is very, Six of Swords, you know, kind of moving out of the bad times. And somebody mentioned the river Styx. A lot of times I think about the river Styx when I think of the Six of Swords, which is that river, the death river, you know, into Hades land. And so it feels, again, death, transition, you're letting certain things go, but that is a process. It's not as simple as a lot of people think that it is, especially people who are very gaslighty and very like minimizing, and they're like, we'll just get over it. And it's like, oh yeah, if it was just that simple, then we would all just, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Like, thank you for not being helpful, you know? But I think you do understand that it's a process. You are making progress with your process. You are not running away from your problems. You are dealing with it, and you're freeing up a lot of energy, and that's going to be the key to your success. So you could be in a phase of your life where you are actually in Six of Swords energy and you are moving from here to there. You are. But right now it's happening internally because you're actually freeing up your energy. And you could feel this actually, like you just feel like you have more energy or something. But or sometimes, you know, it gets worse before it gets better because the energy is just like shifting and moving around, and you aren't used to carrying it a certain way. So take that how it resonates. But this is a necessary step for you in terms of building your foundation and in terms of being able to meet the actual goals, for you to actually take steps in the actual world. So don't negate this part. I know you're not, but this is beautiful. It's very beautiful. Look, the wheel, breakthrough. This is like the hand of God card. There's so much divine guidance and help here. Like, and I really do feel like Spirit is just, if it's not already doing this, I just feel like Spirit is just getting ready to just like assist you, just like reach in and help you out. Give you a boon is what it feels like. The turnaround, the revolution. Yes. Like, I just feel like, and I just heard keep with your dreams. But this is, in the dreamer card that keeps coming out is the Page of Pentacles. So it's Pentacles energy and it's this page energy. So it feels to me like you're actually making progress on your dreams. Like, even if it seems small, because the page, you got to start somewhere is what I just heard. You got to start somewhere, and just one foot in front of the other until you build something up into being something much more robust. But just keep like staying on your dream, and you've already made so much progress. But I feel like you're in that stage where if you don't know how to look at it, then you're going to maybe be down on yourself, because you're going to be like, well, I haven't made as much progress as I would like. As a matter of fact, you've made huge progress. It's just the progress is internal. And so it's not, you're not at that stage where you can look behind you and see that very satisfying stretch of road behind you that you've traversed. You're not there yet, but you will be there. The road you've traversed is internal. So it's like, you kind of can't see it. And probably people looking at you would be like, well, you're not making any progress, but you know you are. So Spirit rocks, by the way. Yes. Eight of Swords, surge. I really feel like this is going to be like a surge of energy. And some of you have changed your diet around, because I don't know if, I know not everybody is American, and I don't know if you guys had this phenomenon of a drink and it was called Surge. And it was like horrible for you. They banned it in America. America doesn't ban foods, okay? I heard that Americans' bodies, I say this as an American, and I eat like organic and clean like I try to, but I heard this back in the day that Americans' bodies decompose at a slower rate than other people around the world because of the preservatives that are in our food or used to be in our food. Because I don't know, other countries have very like much more why am I telling you about this? Other countries have like much more stringent rules, but there used to be the unholiest of all foods that have ever existed in America, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know all of them, but Surge was a pop drink. It was like a green drink, not green. It kind of looks like Mountain Dew or something, but it was like so unhealthy for you that they banned it here. And I think for some of you, it's like you could have like given up something that was really bad for you, or like you just turned your diet around, and that's helping too in your energy. I don't know. The Surge thing was really weird, but it connected with diet, like eating your green foods. But it's something like eating your green foods isn't the same thing as like drinking a Surge, you know? I want a sky burial. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I remember that stuff. I remember people used to dare you to drink it. Like, what were we doing? The other thing to remember is, it's not Sour Patch Kids. Warheads. Remember Warheads? those like very sour candies, and it was so incredibly sour for like the first little bit that you sucked on it, and then it turned really sweet. But everybody was like, oh yeah, I love Warheads. Ugh. Like that was my people pleasing. Like I tried to be cool and I was like, yeah, I love Warheads too, but really I like died inside every single time I had a Warhead. But once you got to the sweet part, it was fine. All right. Okay, so now we will move on to the candle launch. After we compassion. Compassion. And I'll just put a little bit of my gloss on while you're getting me all ready here. Just so I look pretty for this part.
Well, here's your
My tongue burned off from those. Okay. Are you having me do like a smell test?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know what they all smell like.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Do you want to say it? Do you want me to move this? Okay. Okay, so back in stock, we have the Truth Serum, the Fresh Start, and the Hedge Witch, because we've been out of those for a hot minute, but they're back in stock, so if you like those ones. And then the new ones we have, this is like our fall lineup, okay? So I'm just going to read it to you. The first one is Mama's House, and this is a very comforting fall scent, but it's not only a fall scent. It's a part of our like year-long line because it's that good, and it's that bit of like homey comfort whenever you think about it. Which one? So we don't have the labels. Usually when you buy our candles, no, okay, but usually when you buy our candles, we have like our 9 Woods labels on it, and our labels are meant to be taken off so that you can have this like very nice, very feminine, just cozy, unlabeled candle in your home. So it just looks good with any decor. But I'm gonna find the Mama's House one. Okay. You can't smell it too, so it like really didn't matter that I smelled this, but it smells so good. It smells like a cookie. It smells cinnamony and warm. It smells like cookies in the oven. If you just need that like extra bit of comfort, this is like a staple. I think this might actually be my favorite one. And you know, I have a bit of a confession to make, because in making these candles, I heard this really posh lady say one time that she didn't like food smelling candles. And I was like, oh, me either. You know, it's kind of like going through high school. Remember, I heard somebody say they told their mom that they only wanted to eat cute foods because they like wanted to fit in and everything. That was kind of my I only want to eat cute foods moment, where I was like, oh yeah, like I don't like food smelling candles either, but I really do. Like I really actually do. Not all of them. Some of them can be like very overwhelming to me, but it smells like food. It smells like home. It's just good. It just smells good. So this feels like going back home to Mama's house. And regardless of what kind of mom you have and like what kind of relationship with your mom, this is that mom that's like very warm and like very loving and just a feeder, you know, just like, can I get you something? If you watch that SNL skit, which you totally should, I'm going to watch it after this. Cause I'm a back home baller and my grandma says I look taller. They wait on me like I'm sickly. That's the life of a back home baller. It's like when you go home and your mom and your family just like loves you and like surrounds you and just makes sure that like, anyways, if you know, you know. Oh my gosh. And then they bowls, all type of bowls, mint and shells and seashell bowls, bowl on the toilet, bowl on the shelf, bowl of M&Ms. I can help myself. She puts out these bowls for me, and any bowl of like I get for free. Alex is like, can you please talk about our candles? Why are you rapping? I'm sorry. Okay, so that was Mama's house. It was a ride. Sorry. Okay, so the next one. This next group is like, it's just seasonal. We just have it for the fall time.
Why don't you call them out first?
Okay, so the first one we have pumpkin chai latte, apple picking, and autumn festival. So we got a nice little variety. So the pumpkin, this is like pumpkin chai latte. If you have gotten the Basic Witch candle that we did last year, we still have those. They are 30% off on clearance. So that smells like pumpkin chai. We have updated the formula for this one. So this one does smell a little bit different in a way that we like. But if you do want the Basic Witch, that's a beautiful fall candle, and you can just throw it in your cart if you're getting something else. It's 30% off. But this pumpkin chai, this is classic. This is fall. It's pumpkin-y. It's spicy, right?
It's exactly what you expect it to
It's exactly what you expect it to be, right? Okay, so this is, hold on. Okay, yeah, this is the apple picking one. Okay, so this one, it smells appley, but it smells fresh. We call it apple picking because truly this does smell like you went apple picking like down a grove with the orchards. Like in the orchards, you know, it's outside, it's very high. Like if this was music, then the autumn candle and the apple candle were music, this is like a higher note and this is a lower note, if that makes sense. So this is like that fresh, crisp, like bite into an apple kind of like scent. So it's very fall, but it's very uplifting, it's very lively, it's very fresh. If you like the kind of fresh kind of candles. I like this one. We have a lot of apples. Yes. So that is the apple picking. And then the autumn festival, this smells like fall to me. Like I almost just wanted to call it like fall. But this smells like, it smells like just everywhere you've ever walked into that has like fall and like the quintessential like fall potpourri and the
It smells like leaves and maple bourbon.
Yeah.
A little bit of kind of spicy things, but it's mostly just like that quintessential kind of fall fragrance.
Yeah, that quintessential fall fragrance. Yeah. So, and the fall line is 10% off if you buy 3 or more with the discount code that is in the description box.
And it's in chat.
Okay. We have apple festivals. I'm on a candida free diet. Well, if you want to just smell your food, I highly suggest the Mama's House or the pumpkin chai. You can just smell it and not eat it. Because there's a certain amount of percentage of taste that is smell. It's like just basically smell.
Well, and I'm the kind of person personally who I really love the idea of like a pumpkin spice latte kind of thing, but almost every time I have one, I'm disappointed by it. So getting to just smell it in a candle, that's exactly what I want.
There you go. This is a calorie saving option for your fall. Which you can buy right now. We have real maple syrup too. Oh my gosh. Beautiful fall line. Yeah. So that is what we have. We are freshly stocked with candles. If you guys just want to poke around over there. Don't ever be sorry. Love your energy. Oh, yay.
And moving forward, anytime that we are out of stock, we should be out of stock a lot for very briefer periods of time. And we're trying to get to the point of being able to have things kind of like more steadily in stock.
Yeah, so we won't run out.
An inventory thing that's difficult when they get ordered so quickly. So.
All right. So, which one is mapley? It's the Autumn Festival. Is the maple bourbon. It's like a note in there. It doesn't smell just like maple bourbon. But it smells basically like all the smells of fall.
All the fragrance notes are in the description of each item on the store.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm just going to keep... Okay. Sorry. Okay. So I think that's all that we have, right? Is there anything else? Okay, cool. Cool. I think we're going to call it there. Thank you guys for spending your Friday with us. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And we don't have a Patreon live stream tomorrow because we have a weird extra day this month. So there's not a Patreon live stream tomorrow. It's next Saturday for those of you that are over there. The 7th.
Head versus heart.
Head versus heart. And somebody said, okay, so it's what does your head say versus what your heart say? And somebody was like nervous system versus heart, I think. I thought that was really good too. So we might throw some like nervous system stuff in there, like with your head, your nervous system, your heart. We'll just see like what wants to come out. So, okay. Thank you guys for being here. Bye.